gentlemen, welcome back to Money Morning. My name's Eric Stewart. I'm here with Mayor Sheila Dixon. Mayor Dixon, I have some questions that I wanted to ask you. What things are really important to you and your legacy as mayor? What if there were just one thing that you could leave as your stamp as mayor, what would it be?
One thing that I would leave as my stamp as mayor, I think what I would leave, one thing that I would leave as my stamp for mayor, that I pulled together a great team that has really moved this city to a level that has never been before. And so that's what the legacy would be. I mean, you know, I could pick a particular project, and those are great, and I know I've been involved in it, but you gotta have good, talented people who not only believe in your philosophy, but put the kind of energy and the time and the commitment, and people can feel that passion. And that's really what I think has been really tremendous in this brief period that I have been mayor in this position.
Well, I can tell you, you know, because I'm a part of media, I really don't support some of the practices I see in media, and always looking to focus on the negative things. And I can just tell you, you have the support of the citizens of Baltimore, and that is what is important. And we see what you're doing, and we are happy and proud to have you as mayor. And I just want to take my time in the spotlight to be able to say that we're happy to have Mayor Dixon doing what she's doing for us. So, you know, one thing I wanted to also address was the young people. And we have such talented and well-spirited young people that really have some challenges. Their direction and their focus is always being chiseled upon by some of the negative influences, not only in their communities, but on television and everything. And if you could have that focus of theirs for just 1 second and to give that impactful, life-changing impact on a young person and on all of the young people, what would that thing be?
Well, you know, it would be to get them to understand that each one of them have been called by God to do something in their lives, and each one of them has a gift to solve a problem or to create something new that's going to benefit people that generations to come from now. And what I would do was really encourage them to go within themselves, to set a plan for themselves and realize their potential, and realize the fact that despite their circumstances or their environment that they might be living in, not allow that to dictate them, but to allow the voice inside of them to dictate their path, because there's so much greatness and there's so many opportunities. And we have so many talented young people, even some of the ones that are struggling with making choices of being a part of a gang or selling drugs, you know, to rechannel their efforts in starting in a business, becoming an entrepreneur, because what they're doing in the elements within the hood in some cases could materialize into something that could be beneficial if they would exert that energy and support, and know that there's support systems that are here for them to help them to do that, even if the family's not there to help them to do that.
I agree, and a lot of times young people are facing challenges that are beyond imagination for the general public, but some of them understand each other's challenges very much. So when it comes down to it, I think that the city being able to provide programs and things that young people can look forward to getting into, it really takes their focus off of some of the negative issues.
It does. I mean, we spent the last 6 months in making sure that every young person who wanted a summer job, who signed up, was able to get it. We exceeded the number. We went from, our goal was 65, we went to 68. What I want to do is take that where young people can not only work in the summer and get an experience, but be able to work part-time during the school year if they choose to, so they can have some money in their pocket, so that they can get exposed and have experience in the private sector or work in government. And then, you know, this year in the budget, we put over $14 million to provide after-school programs, community school programs. But I have a philosophy and a plan and a strategic plan where What I want to do is every child that's born to a family in the city, I want them to be able to be born in a healthy environment. I want the city to make sure that that happens along with all the partners. I want us to be able to provide opportunities from every phase and stage of a young person's life so that when they graduate from high school, they can make some choices where they want to go into the workforce, go into training, go into college, that they know that the opportunities are here in Baltimore for them to do that,
Now,
or wherever they choose to go.
I did want to get right to that point, which is that income and employment are what spurs home ownership. And it not only spurs home ownership from a purchase perspective, but it allows a person to maintain home ownership and become a long-term resident of Baltimore. So as far as employment opportunities, short-term and long-term, what has the city got in store to bring in some more commercial elements and bring some of these jobs right into Baltimore City?
I passed an executive order since I've been mayor stating that everyone who does business with the city have to provide in some way or fashion some kind of job opportunity for individuals who live in the city. We have a $900 million consent decree. Through that effort, every contractor who's a part of that has to provide an opportunity for city residents. The Hilton Hotel, the city invested $300 million. That's going to be having its soft opening August the 22nd. I've stated from the very beginning of the project, not only do we want minorities and women-owned businesses to be a part of that, but we also want them to hire city residents, 500 jobs.
Now, let's show off a little bit. So that new project has what percentage of city residents that are applicants?
Over 80% of those are city residents.
Wow.
And I've told them on a weekly basis, when the final numbers and the decisions are made, I want to see 80% of those people hired so that they benefit, because it's, it was tax dollars who took the risk in investing in our hotel. Now we are booked. 45,000 rooms beyond what we expected.
Wow.
We're going to be attracting people here. The Targets that's now in Mondawmin, part of General Growth and Shoppers, that was another additional 400 to 500 jobs between the two.
550 jobs, I believe,
between
those?
Targets and Shoppers. And now
Wow.
we have more retail that's coming in at Mondawmin. Mondawmin was the mall for those of us who grew up in Baltimore. Those are just some. The biotech, hospitals now be putting together training programs. Baltimore Community College is now working with University of Maryland. They've adopted a high school to prepare these young people. So it's going beyond just retail and service sectors, even though that's a big industry for Baltimore. But it's getting into those technical areas as well, preparing kids while they're in school, knowing that they can go and get involved in these opportunities, or individuals coming out of prison. We have a reentry effort going on saying, we want to support and help you to raise your family, become another responsible citizen. So we're working in that area as well.
And that, is a big issue, and ending those chains of bondage and stopping that cycle from happening. And, it can't all be attributed to you, because I know you have a strong team and staff that you've assembled to get these things done, but certainly credit can be given, and you deserve a pat on the back, and I'm the first to give it to you, and I'm just impressed. I'm sure that my viewers and listeners on the radio show, on the television show, are impressed and equally pleased with the job you're doing for the city. And I just want to encourage you to keep on going.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
We're happy to have you on anytime.
Thank you.
We will have you on in the future to talk about more things. But today's show is over, and we're just happy to have had Superwoman, Mayor Sheila Dixon, here on Monday Morning. Stay tuned with us tomorrow, and we'll see you here then. My name's Eric Stewart, and this has been Monday Morning.